Yesterday we started optical isomerism, boys. What is this optical isomerism or optical isomers? Optical isomerism is nothing but, so those are the pair of compounds. Those are the pair of compounds. So in all respects they are same except their optical rotation. One can rotate plane polarized light either clockwise direction and other can rotate opposite end. If that is clockwise, it is anti-clockwise. Then pair of isomers are called as enantiomers, and the phenomena is called as enantiomerism, which is also called as optical isomerism. So optical isomerism, that is a rotation. Extent of rotation is calculated with the help of specific rotation, boys. Specific rotation is equal to observed rotation by L into C. L is the length of the glass tube in polarimeter, that is in decimeters, and C is the concentration in gram per ml. Concentration of solution in gram per ml. Okay. So optical isomers. So generally optical isomers doesn't have any symmetry, any elements of symmetry. So except C1 axis, except C1 axis. Otherwise, so those are optically inactive. Inactive means not rotates plane polarized light. Now we are going to discuss elements of symmetry. So first of all, we should learn about these elements of symmetry. After that, we will discuss. So this optical isomerism, boys. Okay. So today's our topic, I'm going to start, that is elements of symmetry. Symmetric elements. What are these elements of symmetry? These are the four types of symmetries, boys, in our general concepts. So four types of elements of symmetry are there. One is plane of symmetry, which is indicated with POS or sigma, that is the top, that is the, okay. Center of symmetry, COS or CI. Axis of symmetry, AOS or CN axis. C1 axis, C2 axis, C3 axis. I will explain, please wait. Next, alternate axis of symmetry. So it is called as SN, alternative axis of symmetry. These are the four symmetries. These are the four symmetries. Let us discuss one by one. So first of all, plane of symmetry. First of all, plane of symmetry. See here, which is indicated with the letter sigma, boys. What is this plane of symmetry? See here, write down the statement. So plane of symmetry divides a molecule into two identical halves. Which must be very, very important order, which must be mirror images to each other. Which must be mirror images to each other about that plane. About that plane. Which must be mirror images to each other about that plane. Okay. So that is called as, so it is also known as mirror planing. It is also known as a mirror plane. So what is the meaning of plane of symmetry, boys? So there is a plane which cuts that molecule that is along that plane. So those two halves, exactly halves. One is mirror to another. See, boys. So this is the palm. This is the hand. So this is its mirror end. So see here, these are the two mirrors. Okay. So one is mirror to each other. That means two halves like this. Exact mirror image should be available. See here, let us take an example. Let us take an example. So boys, here I am taking, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. That means, So the plane may be XY plane, YZ plane, or XZ plane, like this. Okay. So let us observe the examples. See here, example. It is wedge, boys. It is a chlorine. It is wedge. It is also chlorine. Okay. See, boys. I'm going to cut this molecule. This is the molecule. I'm going to cut this molecule here. This is the plane. This is the plane. So let us take, this is the plane, boys. I'm taking this plane as mirror. This is mirror. See, let us observe. So this is the half, this is the half, two exact halves. This half is exactly mirror to this half. This half is exactly mirror to this one. Am I correct or wrong? Tell me. So this half is exactly mirror to this. It seems to be mirror image. It seems to be mirror image to this one. It seems to be mirror image to this one. That means this is mirror plane, boys. So that means this molecule has a plane of symmetry. This molecule has a plane of symmetry. So let us observe one more molecule. It is in wedge position. It is in dashed position, boys. That is out of plane. So now here, if we cut like this, so this is not exactly mirror to this one. This is not exactly mirror to this one. That means it has no plane of symmetry. No plane of symmetry. It has no plane of symmetry. Let us observe one more example. So this is cyclohexane. Cyclohexane. So this is chlorine. These are the two wedge position, boys. Okay. So now, if we observe, this is the plane. This is mirror to this one. So both are in the same side. So where both wedge, both dots is accepted, boys. So these two are both mirror planes. Therefore, it has a plane of symmetry. It has a plane of symmetry. It has a plane of symmetry. It doesn't have plane of symmetry. Doesn't have plane of symmetry. See here, I'm taking a carbon. It is a chiral carbon, boys. So it is a fluorine, bromine, iodine. So see here. So is there any plane which cuts equal parts? So I'm taking this one. It is fluorine, bromine, iodine. So no plane is there. Therefore, plane of symmetry is not available here. Plane of symmetry not available here. Okay. Now I'm taking this compound. Methyl, OH, H. So OH, H, methyl group, boys. So boys, is there any plane of symmetry? Is there any plane of symmetry? Yes, it is the plane of symmetry, boys. So let us observe, this is the plane. It is a plane of symmetry now. So exactly, this half is mirror to this. This half is mirror to this. Therefore, it has a plane of symmetry. It has a plane of symmetry. Okay. So like this, boys, like this. So let us take this one. Let us observe 5-membered ring. 5-membered ring. Bromine. Both wedges, boys, bromine. Do you have any plane of symmetry there? Do you have any plane of symmetry for this molecule? Okay. No, bondless, not bondless, exactly mirror image. So mirror, first half is mirror image to second half. Okay. See here, this is the plane, boys. This is the plane. So exactly mirror image to that one. Therefore, it has a plane of symmetry in it. It has a plane of symmetry. Like this, number of examples. Okay. So wait. So, right. I'm explaining. Please wait. Okay. That has a plane of symmetry in it. So like this, boys. See here. OH. So D means deuterium, boys. Hydrogen. It is a chlorine, hydrogen. This is deuterium, hydrogen. This is OH. See here. So is there any plane of symmetry? If I'm cutting here, exactly at this position, so this half is mirror to this half. Don't consider this one. Yes, so it is a mirror plane, boys. So plane of symmetry, it has a plane of symmetry. It has a plane of symmetry. So like this, chair form, plane of symmetry is there. Twist boat form, no plane of symmetry. Boat, that is boat form, no plane of symmetry. Like this. So these are all plane of symmetry. What is plane of symmetry? That is the mirror plane, boys. That is the mirror plane. So first half is exactly mirror to second half. That plane is called as plane of symmetry. It is very, very, very important, boys. Okay. So like, this is plane of symmetry. Is there any doubt, boys? Is there any doubt towards this plane of symmetry? Okay. So this is the plane of symmetry. Next one, center of symmetry. What is the center of symmetry? So see here. Second one, boys, center of symmetry. Listen carefully, otherwise it is difficult. Second one, center of symmetry. Which is indicated with COS or CID. CI. Center of symmetry. Okay, see here, boys. First of all, I'm explaining with an example. After that, we will discuss the statement. Let us take a compound. This is the compound, boys. So this is wedge line. This is dash line. This is normal line. These three are satisfied with hydrogen, bromine, and chlorine. Okay. Now I'm taking this is hydrogen. Next, this is wedge line satisfied with chlorine. This is dash line satisfied with bromine. Okay. Let us observe, boys. So this is, see, boys, this is exactly opposite to this one. This is exactly opposite to this one. This is exactly opposite to this one. So just a minute. So it is not opposite. It is chlorine. It is bromine. Yes. See here, boys. Let us take this example. Okay. These are the two chlorine atoms exactly opposite. These are the two bromines exactly opposite. These are the two hydrogens exactly opposite. So draw a line, imaginary line. So I'm drawing an imaginary line between these two chlorines. Okay. So between these two hydrogens, between these two bromines. So let us observe the lines. So all these lines, opposite similar groups. So cross at a common point, boys. Okay. So that center where those cross, that means identical lines. So these dash lines cross at a point in the molecule. This is called as center of symmetry. This is called as center of symmetry. Boys, these two atoms or groups must be same. Exactly opposite. all those cross at a particular point. That means there is a center to that molecule. That is why that is called as the center of symmetry. Did you catch my point? Now let us take this concept, boys. See here, if we draw lines passing through center of molecule, passing through center of molecule in any direction, and if we encounter same groups, if we encounter the same groups at equal distances, then it is center of symmetry. Then it is a center of symmetry. Then there is a center of symmetry. So then center of symmetry is present, whatever it may be, boys. So between groups, if you draw imaginary lines through the center of that molecule, so if similar groups we touched. So bromine touched with bromine, chlorine touched with chlorine, hydrogen touched with hydrogen. So that type of that point where those are crossed, that point is called as center of symmetry. Okay. So is there any doubts? Okay, consonant line. That means okay, accepted, boys. Accepted. Anyone, whatever it may be. So this is the point where equal distance from here to here, here to here, equal distance. Here to here, here to here, equal distance. So equal distance you should maintain, boys. Okay, let us take some examples. See here. Examples. Examples. What about that? Benzene. Benzene. Do you have this molecule has center of symmetry? See here, I'm drawing this point here, here. So sorry, not here. So this is the point where it has center of symmetry. So therefore, benzene has a center of symmetry. Benzene has a center of symmetry. Now I'm taking this molecule like this. Hydrogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Boys, is this molecule has center of symmetry or not? Is this yes or no? Tell me. Is this molecule has center of symmetry or not? No. No center of symmetry. No center of symmetry. Now, this is the molecule. Chlorine. Exactly opposite. Chlorine, boys. That means it is above the plane, it is below the plane, that cross. Above the plane, below the plane, accepted, boys. So therefore, it has a center of symmetry, boys. It has a center of symmetry. Next. Both are above the plane. It has no center of symmetry. Both are above the plane. Please assume. Both are above. So that means exactly opposite, same point we should, same atom we should reach, boys. But opposite, there is no same atom. Okay. So therefore, it has no center of symmetry. It has no center of symmetry. So like this, we can identify center of symmetry. So that means, so if you draw opposite groups, so that touches a point. Okay. So if those groups are identical at equal distance from that point is called as center of symmetry. That point is called as a center of symmetry. Okay. Third one. So see here, it is above the plane. It is below the plane. It is below the plane. So above the plane is so if you draw the line above the plane and below the plane, so that touches exactly chlorine. That touches. So this is, see here, this is a cyclohexane. So it is a chlorine. It is a chlorine. So if you draw a line from here to here, so that crosses this center point. So now that is center of symmetry. If both are above, if you draw these 2 points, So that is not processed to this molecule. So that is which is not considered as center of symmetry. Am I, boys, is this concept clear? Okay. Next one, so that is what I told. These are both above the plane, both above the plane, both above the plane. So if a line joining these two groups, so that is not passing through the center of the molecule. There is a line not passing through the center of the molecule. That's why it has no center of symmetry. It has no center of symmetry. Like this, you can observe anyone. So number of examples in your notes are there, boys. Number of examples are there. So please consider those examples. I will send the notes today. Okay. So very, very important. This is about center of symmetry and very, very, very important condition. Next one. Axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry. Third one. Axis of symmetry. See here, what is this axis of symmetry? Which is indicated with CN. Axis of symmetry, which is indicated with CN. Okay, see here. First of all, let us observe, boys. Let us observe. I'm writing the statement, so please be conscious. If we rotate a given molecule about certain axis, by 360 degrees by n, boys, it is important. By 360 degrees by n, and the molecule comes out to be exactly same. And the molecule comes out to be exactly same as before. Exactly same as before. Then that axis is CN axis. Then that axis is CN. So let us discuss with one by one, boys. One by one. See here. Boys, please consider these 2 points. If we rotate across X or Y axis, if we rotate the molecule across X or Y axis, see here, wedge line is changed to dashed line, and dashed line is changed to wedge line. Please consider this. So during this rotation, wedge line is changed to dashed line is changed to edge line. So if we rotate across Z axis, wedge is equal to wedge, dash is equal to dash. Dash line is similar to dash line. So during rotation, if you rotate along X axis or Y axis, so previous molecule wedge, after molecule that has a dash molecule converts into wedge molecule is converted to dash molecule. Please be conscious about this. I'm going to rotate the molecules. See here. So see here. So for example, boys, CN. What is that CN? That is 360 degrees by n. if n is equal to 1, 1 means n is equal to 1 means, so molecule is rotated 360 degrees here. So the molecule is rotated. So after 360 degrees rotation, exact similar molecule we will get any molecule. So therefore, so C1, that is C1 is 360 degrees. How much degrees you can rotate? 360 degrees you can rotate, boys. So which is called as C1 axis, which is called as the C1 axis of symmetry, which is identical, that is axis of symmetry. Identical, same it, boys. Any molecule, not only this one, any molecule after 360 degrees rotation that comes to the original position. So that's why C1 axis is common for every compound. C1 axis is common for every compound. After 360 degrees rotation, that appear just like as similar molecule, previous molecule. For example, if that is a C2 axis, that is, if we rotate, that means if n is equal to 2, so 360 by 2, 180 degrees. After 180 degrees rotation, the molecule seems to be original molecule. After 180 degrees rotation, a molecule, there is a molecule, boys, there is a molecule. I'm rotating that molecule up to 180 degrees. So it exactly seems to be original molecule. Now it is C2 axis, boys. So it has 180 degrees, boys. 180 degrees rotation is there, which is called as C2 axis, which is also called as two-fold axis of symmetry. So two-fold axis of symmetry, that is, so divide 360 divided with 2. Next, C3 axis, that means divide with 3. 3 means 120. After 120 degrees rotation, the molecule seems to be identical, exactly similar to the previous one. That is threefold axis. Which is threefold axis. If n is equal to 4, 90 degrees. That is fourfold axis. Fourfold axis. If n is equal to 6, that is 60 degrees rotation, boys. Sixfold axis. So n is equal to 6. So that is by 6. So 60 degrees. For every 60 degrees rotation, the molecule seems to be identical. That is sixfold axis. Okay, let us observe, boys. So this is benzene. This is benzene. I am going to rotate this molecule by 60 degrees. 60 degrees. So exactly it is similar to like this. It seems to be the original molecule. For every 60 degrees rotation, the molecule seems to be identical. So after which rotation, after how much angle that molecule rotation, that molecule seems to be the original one, exactly identical to the original one. That angle of rotation, so that is the Cn axis. So C5 is not possible. 5 means so exact division is not available. Exact division is required for 360 degrees. Okay, so C6. So therefore, benzene has C6 axis. Benzene has C6 axis for every 60 degrees rotation. So what are those axes? See here, this is axis, this is axis, this is axis. So every 60 degrees rotation gives identical molecule, every 60 degrees rotation. Let us take some more examples, boys. So if XY axis rotation, wedge is changed to dash, dash is changed to wedge. On Z axis rotation, Wedge is equal to wedge, dash is equal to dash. Please be considered. Okay. Let us take this molecule, boys. C1 axis for every molecule is possible. C1 axis for every molecule is possible. So not only this one, every molecule has C1 axis. No doubt at all. See here. This is the molecule. It is wedged. I am taking this chlorine. This is dashed. I am taking this one also chlorine. Okay. Here I am representing all the three types of representations. See here. That is along x-axis. I am rotating 180 degrees, boys. This molecule is rotated 180 degrees along x-axis. Boys, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. Along x-axis. So that means along x-axis. So it is rotated 180 degrees. It is rotated 180 degrees. Exactly reverse, right? Exactly reverse. So it seems to be like this. It seems to be like this. So this wedged line is converted into dashed line. This dashed line is converted into wedge line. Wedge line. Okay. So along y-axis, boys. Along y-axis, I'm going to rotate this molecule 180 degrees. 180 degrees along y-axis. This is along y. So rotate it, boys. Just rotate it. Okay. So this molecule is rotated. So boys, this is y-axis. So this rotation. Previously this rotation. Previously x-axis this rotation. So now it's rotation. It's rotation. That is why. So it is similar to like this. Similar to like this. Okay. So this molecule comes to this. Comes to this. This is a dash line. So it converts into wedge line. It converts. So this is going to like this. This is converted into chloride. So this molecule and this molecule are identical, boys. Along y-axis it is C2 axis. So along y-axis it is C2, but not C1. So along x-axis C2 is not possible, boys. Along y-axis C2 is possible. Along y-axis C2 is possible. Now, so z-axis direction. Along z-axis, it seems to be like this. It seems to be like this. So wedge is wedge, dash is dash. Wedge is wedge, dash is dash. Okay. So therefore, z-axis direction. So it is dashed, boys. It seems to be dashed. So it is this one. Wedge is wedge. Wedge is wedge. So these are the three conditions for this molecule along y-axis. So identical molecules are coming out, boys. This one and this one is identical. Therefore, so for this y-axis C2 axis of symmetry is there. For this y-axis C2 axis is there. So therefore, this molecule has YC2 axis. This molecule has YC2 axis because so 180 degrees are rotated, boys. So along x-axis not identical. Along y-axis it is identical. Okay. See here. Along z-axis these two are not identical, boys. Along z-axis these two are not identical. Therefore, this molecule has along y-axis exact identical is available. That is after 180. After 180. So therefore, it has YC2. Boys, these numbers please consider. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So along x-axis, just this molecule is moving upward direction. Along x-axis rotated it. So just it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this. So wedge is changed to dash, dash is changed to wedge. Same position, same chaining. Next y-axis, just this molecule is interchanged. That means this is fifth carbon, this is first carbon. So this is first carbon, this is fifth carbon, boys. Just interchange. So during y-axis rotation, wedge is changed to dash, dash is changed to wedge. So see here, I'm taking. So fourth position, dash line ra. So fourth position, wedge line ra. Second position, wedge line ra. Second position, dash line. So both are changed. These two molecules seems to be identical. After 180 degrees rotation, along y-axis, after 180 degrees rotation, so these two molecules are identical. So after which rotation, the molecule is exactly identical to the original one. That is that axis boys. If it is 180, so 360 by 180, 200. Therefore, C2 axis. Okay. Now, Z axis boys, it is difficult to explain. Both chain is different, both chain is interchanged, and also direction is interchanged. So chain interchanged, direction also change. It is up, it is down. So interchange. Z axis means both are interchanged. Up is down, down is up. So chain is that is direction is also changing. So that is Z axis. Please consider like that. Okay. So it is up, it is down. So from here one, from here to one. So all both are accepted. So now wedge is wedge, dash is dash along Z axis. Wedge is wedge, dash is dash. So therefore it is one, it is one. At second chlorine, wedge, wedge is wedge. Okay. Fourth dash. So that is both changes. That means reversed and up is down, down is up. Both are accepted, both are applied in case of Z axis. Both are applied in case of Z axis. Okay. Now let us observe one more example. It takes a lot of time. It kills my time. Boys, BF3. BF3. Okay. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. Okay. I am rotating along x-axis. Okay. See here. Now I am rotating twice along x-axis. That means this rotation, B, fluorine, 180 degrees. So it is not identical, boys. It is not identical. Now I am rotating along y-axis. That one along y-axis. That means it is just interchangeable, boys. B. It is along x-axis. It is along y-axis, boys. F. That means so along x-axis after 180 degrees rotation. So it is both are identical, boys. Therefore, so along y-axis, C2 axis is there. Along y-axis, C2 axis is there. Okay. So along z-axis, C3 axis is there. 120 degrees rotation. So C3 axis along z-axis, y-axis, C2 axis. Along x-axis, no axis of rotation. No axis, plane of there is axis of symmetry. No axis of symmetry. Okay. So like this, you can identify. So see here, hydrogen, fluorine, bromine, boys. Okay, hydrogen, fluorine, bromine. Okay, so boys, z-axis direction rotation is not possible to explain. So three-dimensional, it seems to be C3 axis. So please consider that. So it is not possible on board that explanation. Okay. So for this, any rotation, only after 360 degrees rotation, this molecule seems to be identical. So no other rotation, no other angle of rotation not possible. So therefore, so it has only C1 axis. Only C1 axis of rotation. Okay. Like this, boys, it is angle of rotation. Please be considered. Next one, alternative axis of symmetry. Fourth one. Alternative axis of symmetry. So alternative axis of symmetry, which is indicated with SN. So previously CN, it is SN, no doubt angle of rotation. See here. Let us take an example, boys. So let us take an example. This is the molecule, boys. This is the molecule. I am rotating this molecule along this axis up to 180 degrees. Along this small direction, I am rotating this molecule. This is chlorine, this is chlorine. Please consider this. Okay, it seems to be like this. This is chlorine, this is chlorine. Boys, is this step understood? So I'm rotating along this 180 degrees rotation. So it seems to be like this. It seems to be like this. So after rotation, after 180 degrees rotation, so here I'm placing a mirror planet. It is a mirror, boys. It is a mirror. Place a mirror. So in this mirror, this molecule seems to be like this. This molecule seems to be like this. Okay. Am I correct or wrong? It is in mirror. This molecule seems to be like this. Now, this molecule and this molecule are identical. These are identical. That means this molecule and this molecule are identical. That means after how much rotation, the mirror image of that molecule, it seems to be identical rotation. It is after 180. So this is called as S2 axis of symmetry. This molecule has S2. So that means 180 degrees, after 180 degrees rotation, mirror image seems to be original molecule. After 90 degrees, mirror image seems to be original. That is a C4 axis, S4 axis, like this, like this. So boys, did you catch my point? So first you can rotate. That molecule is not seems to be original one. So double bond, how double bond is changed? Pranit, how double bond is changed? So that is the same position. So it is first carbon, it is second carbon. It is first carbon, it is second carbon. But it seems to be like this. So original, both are same. So therefore, this is called as S2 axis. What is that? See here, I'm writing the statement, boys. If we rotate a molecule about certain axis, by 360 degrees by n, and if reflection, and if its reflection is this one. So it's a reflection. And if reflection taken across the perpendicular plane, matches the original molecule. Matches the original molecule, then it is SN. Then it has SN, axis of symmetry. See here, I'm rotating, this is 180. So its perpendicular plane is this one. So this plane seems to be like this. Or if I'm taking a perpendicular plane here, so here also it seems to be like this. Here also, that means this molecule and this molecule is identical. Okay, so therefore, so after 180 degrees rotation, it's a perpendicular plane image reflection. It seems to be the identical condition. Then that is called as alternative axis of symmetry. That is called as alternative axis of symmetry, boys. So very, very important. Very, very important. See here. So let us take an example. This is square. For every 90 degrees rotation, it gives original structure. So therefore, it has S4 symmetry and C4. C4 symmetry and S4 symmetry, both are accepted, boys. Okay, so this is alternative axis of symmetry. This is alternative axis of symmetry, very, very important. Okay, so these are symmetric elements, boys. So first one, plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, axis of symmetry, alternative axis of symmetry. All these are very, very important, boys. So if a molecule containing any one of these, so that molecule is that means, so no one of these, that molecule is considered as chiral molecule. Chiral molecule. So let us discuss. So our optical isomerism based on these elements of symmetry. Boys, so I think most of the students understood well. Am I correct? Is there any confusion? Is there any confusion? Please tell me. So it is very, very, very important. Okay. Okay. Yes, 4. 4 means 360 by 4. 360 by 4 means 90. That means for every 90 degrees rotation, it seems to be identical. Yes, 2 means 2. 360 by 2. 180. For every 180 degrees centigrade, that means 180 degrees rotation, it seems to be identical. Folding by 2, that is a 2-fold. By 4, it is 4-fold. By 6, it is 6-fold. Like this. Okay. By 2, 360 by 2, 360 by 4, 360 by 6. So that by 2, by 4, by 6, it seems to be okay. S6. Next topic. Chiral center. Very, very important. So now we are entering into the optical isomerism, boys. So now, see, boys, chiral center or asymmetric center or chirality center. Chirality center or stereogenic center. All these are same, boys. What are all these? What are all these? See here. Let us identify a molecule, carbon bonded with A, B, C, D. So that means carbon bonded with A, B, C, D. That means a carbon atom bonded with 4 different groups. For example, N plus ion, A, B, C, D. That means the central atom A, B, C, D. This is nitrogen is in positive state, boys. N plus ion. Next, phosphorus, A, B, C. Phosphorus, A, B, C. Phosphorus has lone pair, boys. Okay, like this. So these molecules, any carbon, any atom, okay, which is bonded with different groups, Boys, here A is not equal to B, is not equal to C, is not equal to D. Here is the condition, boys. So all are different groups. Now these centers, which is called as chiral center. This is nothing but chiral center. It is carbon chiral, it is nitrogen chiral, it is phosphorus chiral center, boys. So now sulfur double bond O, lone pair, So it is A, it is B ending. It is a sulfur chiral ending. Chiral sulfur. It seems to be chiral center ending. Okay. Next. Arsenic ending. That is arsenic. AS. So X, Y, Z. So it has. So it is chiral arsenic. Chiral arsenic ending. Okay. Next. Sulfur double bond O. Boys, its mass number is 16. So its mass number is 18. So now it is bonded with C2H5. It is bonded with CH3. Boys, C's oxygen 18, oxygen 16 are different groups. So CH3, C2H5 different groups. That means A is not equal to B. Therefore, this sulfur is chiral sulfur. This sulfur is also considered as chiral sulfur. Okay. Now phosphorus seems to be like this. For example, phosphorus double bond O, O ethyl. It is O methyl, methoxide, ethoxide. It is bonded with hydrogen, boys. Now this carbon is also considered as chiral. Boys, chiral center is indicated with a star, flower end. So this is star, boys. This is chiral one. This is chiral one. So this is a chiral one. So a star indicates chiral center. So chiral one. Chiral one. Okay. So what is chiral? That is the group. That is the atom which is bonded with different groups. Which is bonded with different groups. Which is called as chiral. Which is called as chiral. So please be conscious about this. Please be conscious about this. That is. See here, boys. First one. Atom. That is chiral. Must be sp3 hybridized. So what we call it? We call it as a chiral. That should be sp3 carbon, boys. sp2 and sp are not considered, boys. So that atom must be sp3, sp3 hybridized. Okay, but not sp2 or sp, but not sp2, sp3. So only sp3 carbon is considered. 4 different groups. So that atom must be in sp3. Phosphorus sp3, sulfur sp3. sp3 hybridized atom only we consider as a chiral condition. If that sp3 atom is bonded with different groups, that is a chiral. That is a chiral. Okay. So note this point, boys. Note this point. Nitrogen, there is a lone pair. So see, I'm writing here. Nitrogen, there is a lone pair which is bonded with 3 different groups. 3 different groups. Now, this nitrogen is considered as chiral. It is a chiral, but it is not optically active. Boys, generally, compounds having chiral center are optically active, but in this case, so even though nitrogen is chiral, so it is optically not active. That is optically inactive. So what do you know? Optical activity that can rotate plane polarized light either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. That is called as optical activity. It is not rotates either clockwise or anti-clockwise. It is optically inactive. Why, sir? Why it is not inactive? Because even though having chiral center, why it is not optically inactive? So because of flipping. So automatic flipping is taking place for us. Flipping like this. Nitrogen. This is lone pair. So this is A, B, C are there, boys. So this flipping takes place. This flipping takes place. So why this flipping is? Because of, so this flipping is due to very low activation energy. That means the energy required for this flipping is very, very less and easy to convert. That means this form and this form both are exists. Both these are existent. That means so solution contains, mixture contains both these forms and not separable. That is not isolable. That means so these two mixtures not easy to separate. That is not possible to separate boys. So that is why it is optically inactive even though having chiral. So this nitrogen is chiral nitrogen, but it is optically inactive. So even though having chiral center, it is not possible. Why, sir? Why this flipping is takes place? So that flipping requires very, very less energy. That is from nature, it is easy to gain, boys. So very low activation energy is required. Okay. Okay. No. Only applicable for nitrogen. Only applicable for nitrogen. It is exceptional case for nitrogen. Sulfur and phosphorus are as usual optically activated, but not nitrogen, particularly in this case. So it is only for nitrogen, boys. Only for nitrogen, not for sulfur and other cases. It is only applicable for nitrogen. Okay. So next, note this point. Next point, boys, that is isotopes are treated as different groups, boys. Isotopes are treated as different groups. For example, carbon bonded with hydrogen, deuterium, tritium, and other one is chlorine. That means hydrogen, deuterium, tritium, even though those are isotopes of hydrogen, those are different groups. Now this carbon is chiral. Now this carbon is chiral. Okay. So those isotopes are treated as different groups, boys. Okay. Next, in case of cyclic compounds, next point. In case of cyclic compounds, all paths are different. All paths are different. So I will explain with example. Please wait. All paths are different. That is chiral condition, boys. So we must identify chirality. So if atom is attached with, all are different groups. All are different groups. Let us observe some examples, boys. Please consider this is it has chiral, but not optically active. So generally, compounds having chiral center. So compounds having one chiral center is optically activated, except this case. Except this case. So let us discuss. So which one has chiral center and how many chiral centers? So see here, boys. Boys, is there any doubt up to now? Is there any doubt up to now? Now, okay, see here. Count the number of chiral center in the following. Question, boys. Count the number of chiral centers in the following. Count the number of chiral centers in the following. See here, I am taking this one, boys. I am taking cyclic compound, bicyclic compound, nitrogen, CH3, nitrogen, CH3. Okay, it is, so that is CO2 methyl group. It is CO2 ethyl group. So CO2 means CO. CO means carboxylate ion. See here, boys. So where these chiral centers are available? Let us identify this one. This is bonded with CO2 Me. This is bonded with this one. This is bonded with this one. So one more is hydrogen. One more hydrogen. Therefore, this carbon is bonded with 4 different groups. One is this one. One is this one. One is this one. So another one is hydrogen. All these groups are identical, different, boys. Therefore, this carbon is chiral. So now this carbon also chiral seems to be like this. So this one and this one. All directions are different, boys. All directions are different. Now this one also chiral. See here, it is bonded with CH2. It is bonded with CHCO2. It is bonded with nitrogen. So another one is hydrogen. It is chiral. So this is also chiral, boys. This is also chiral. So nitrogen is not considered as condition, boys. So therefore, overall, it has 4 chiral centers. 4 chiral centers because nitrogen bonded with CH, nitrogen bonded with CH and CH. These two groups are same. Therefore, it is not chiral. Next, see here. Deuterium, deuterium. It is methyl group. It is double bond. See, boys, in this molecule, which one is chiral? So identify the chiral carbons. See here, boys, it is. So it is methyl. It is CH2, CHDNE. It is CHNE. It is CH2. It is CH2. See, boys, this is the group attached. This is the group attached. So this is the group attached. Therefore, this carbon is chiral carbon. Next, this one, right? D. It is CH2, CHD. CH2 is, that means this is chiral, boys. All paths are different. It seems to be like this. It seems to be like this. Different paths, boys. But this one, bonded with 2 hydrogens. It is a chiral. But this one, it is a chiral ending. It is chiral. Next, this one, it is also chiral. So this one also has 4 chiral carbons. 4 chiral conditions. 4 chiral conditions. Okay. So like this you can identify. So chiral center, that is the carbon, that is the atom, not only carbon, that is the atom which is bonded with different groups. Different groups. If cyclic groups are there, their pathway is different. So in this path is different, this path is different. So that means all the paths are different. Then it is considered as chiral center. Chiral center. Okay. Next one. Next subheading. That is prochiral carbon, boys. Prochiral carbon. Prochiral carbon. What is this prochiral carbon? See here, boys. Prochiral means, so actually it is not chiral. It is not chiral, but if one atom or group is replaced with other atom or group which gives chiral center. So, but one atom or group is replaced with other atom or group which gives chiral center. Actually, it is not chiral, but after replacing one atom or group with another one, that gives chiral center. That gives chiral center. So, therefore, that is called as a prochiral, boys. That is called as a prochiral. Example. See here, boys. So, this is chlorine. This is OH. This is hydrogen. This is hydrogen, boys. It seems to be element. So element ABC2 type. So 2 groups are same. One of those 2 groups is replaced with another one other than AB, other than ABC. So now that becomes a chiral center, boys. So it is CABC2. So now one of these hydrogens is replaced with this carbon. This is, boys, this is prochiral. Now I am replacing this hydrogen with deuterium. Minus hydrogen plus deuterium. So chlorine, OH, H, deuterium. Now it is chiral. Now it is chiral. So chiral is indicated with star letter. Okay. So that means one atom is replaced with another atom or group that converts into chiral center. That means it is a stereogenic center. So that converts into chiral center. That is called as prochiral. That is called as prochiral. Very, very, very important. So that means a prochiral carbon is converted into chiral carbon. A prochiral carbon converted into chiral carbon. Okay. Next one. Stereocenter. All these are literature to explain optical activity, boys. Stereocenter. What is the stereocenter? Which explains stereoisomerism. That is the region in the molecule which explains stereoisomerism. Okay. So these are the centers. These are the centers due to which stereoisomerism occurs. Due to which stereoisomerism occurs, boys. Okay. Yes. Stereoisomerism occurs. When a new stereoisomer is obtained, see here, boys. See here, one more point. When a new stereoisomer is obtained, when a new stereoisomer is obtained, after interchanging two groups, on an atom, then the center is stereocenter. See here, boy, I will explain with an examples. See here, examples now. For example, this is chlorine, boys. Okay, this is the carbon attached with methyl group, chlorine, one more hydrogen in it. It is chiral center. So stereoisomerism is nothing but both geometrical and optical. So that means this explains optical isomerism. It has stereocenter. This is stereocenter. Okay. Now let us observe. This is chlorine. This is bromine. Okay. This double bond in carbon explains cis trans isomerism. That is geometric isomerism. Both the carbons are stereocenters. So therefore, this is stereocenter. This is also stereocenter. Therefore, it has two stereocenters. That means both geometric isomerism. That means double bond and chiral center. Double bond gives two stereocenters. One chiral gives one stereocenter. Those are considered stereocenters, which explains so both optical isomerism and also geometrical isomerism. Okay. Next, let us observe this example. Now see here, how many stereocenters are there? Now see, boys, this is the carbon bonded with bromine, methyl group, bromine. This is the group. One more is hydrogen. So it has chiral center. So it is chiral. It is stereocenter. Total three stereocenters are possible. Now, what about this? This is double bond. It is a chlorine. It is bromine. Now tell me, boys, how many stereo centers are there? So methyl group, chlorine, all these, and one more hydrogen. This is stereo center. This is also stereo center. This is stereo center. This is stereo center. Total 4 stereo centers are available. Total 4 stereo centers are available. Okay. Now what about this? All are attached with chlorine, boys. Boys, this is called as hexachlorocyclohexanediene, which is commonly called as our daily used gamaxine. Okay, insecticides. So gamaxine or lindane, which is called as gamaxine or lindane. These are the names of this compound, boys. Here, carbon bonded with, this is entirely different, boys. So therefore, every carbon is a chiral center. Total 6 stereogenic centers. So cis trans are possible, boys. Total 6 stereo centers are possible. Total 6. Like this. Stereo center means that explains both. That explains up and down. Cis and trans conditions are applied. Cis and trans condition. Not optical. So geometrical isomerism is possible. All are up, all are down. So every carbon is a stereogenic center. Okay. So therefore, so this is the way to explain. Stereo center. Double bond is equal to 2 stereo centers. Chiral center is equal to 1 stereo center. One ring. Every ring. Cis trans conditions, boys. So where cis trans is possible, that is stereo center. Okay. So this is about stereo centers. Boys. Now next point. Optical activity. Already we completed, boys. What is that optical activity? Very important. Already we completed. That is optical activity or chirality. Optical activity or chirality, boys. Okay. What are those? These compounds can rotate plane polarized light, either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, whatever it may be. This can rotate plane polarized light, boys. Okay. So optically active compounds are asymmetrical. That means chiral, boys. Asymmetric, that is called as chiral. Next, compounds should not have, already first day we completed, boys, yesterday. Should not have, what are those? Plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, alternative axis of symmetry. Should not have plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, alternative axis of symmetry. Next, optical activity not related to axis of symmetry. Optical activity not related, even though axis of symmetry is there or not, that may be optically active or inactive. And yesterday we covered that point with examples. So this is optical, which can radiate plane polarized light. So no symmetry is there. No, please check your yesterday's notes. Satvik. Already I completed yesterday's notes. Okay. Plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, alternative axis of symmetry. Any symmetric element except axis of symmetry. So no symmetric element is acceptable, boys. If any symmetry element is there, that is optically inactive. Okay. Next one, that is meso component. So frequently in our optical isomerism, this meso compound is available, boys. What is this meso compound? Meso compound indicated with the letter M. Indicated with the letter M, meso compound. What is this meso compound? This meso compound, it is optically inactive. It is optically inactive, having at least 2 chiral centers. Minimum chiral centers are 2, and so even though chiral centers are there, that molecule is optically inactive due to plane of symmetry. So it is due to plane of symmetry, boys. So see here. So this optical inactivity is due to internal compensation. This optical inactivity, even though chiral center is there, even though asymmetric center is there, so that molecule is optically inactivity due to internal compensation. Let us observe the example, boys. See here. Next, one more point, boys. One more. Meso compounds is that optically inactive compounds so but the compound has at least the compound has at least 2 optically active compounds. Optically active forms. At least 2 optically active forms. Boys, that compound, one of the form is meso component. But that compound has other optically active forms, and those are enantiomers. See here, mesoform of a component. Mesoform of a compound is that optically inactive form, but it has at least 2 optically active forms. Let us take an example. Tartaric acid. Tartaric acid. Its formula, its structure is like this, boys. OH, H, COOH. It is H. It is OH. So COOH, boys. See here, boys. This is OH on right side. So from this, optical rotation is like this. If this OH is like this, this is optical rotation like this. So if plane polarized light is passed through this compound, so the overall rotation is clockwise rotation. Therefore, it is a dextrorotatory compound. That's why it is called as D-tartaric acid. D-tartaric acid, or which is also called as plus tartaric acid. Overall, the compound is clockwise rotation wise. Now, its mirror image, it seems to be like this: COOH, H, OH, OH, H. So it is a COOH, boys. So it is a clock. It is the direction rotation. It is the direction rotation, boys. So therefore, it seems to be anti-clockwise rotation. So it is levo rotation, that is L-tartaric acid or minus tartaric acid. L-tartaric acid or minus tartaric acid. Now, if the compound is represented like this, COOH, OH, H, OH, H, so COOH, boys. This is also tartaric acid. But see here, boys. So this rotation is along this one. OH is this one. This rotation along this one. OH is rotation. It is clockwise. It is anti-clockwise. That means this rotation cancels this rotation. This rotation cancels this rotation. So therefore, overall, this molecule is optically inactive. So it is optically inactive. So tartaric acid optically inactive. It is optically active, boys. It is optically active. It is plus tartaric acid, is minus tartaric acid optically activated. These two forms. One is clockwise rotation, and the one is anti-clockwise direction. So these two compounds, all those respects, every respect is same except direction of rotation. So extent of rotation also same end. So that means it is plus 90, it is minus 90. So just direction is rotated. So that means extent of rotation is also same, but the direction is different. But the direction is different. Okay. So these two compounds are called as enantiomers. Enantiomers. Tomorrow I will explain boys about these enantiomers. So these two are enantiomers. So this is optically inactive compound. See here, it is a plane of symmetry there. It has plane of symmetry. Because of this plane of symmetry, this molecule is optically inactive. So if any one of the symmetric elements exists in the molecule, that is a plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, alternative axis of symmetry, but not axis of symmetry, boys. So it has a plane of symmetry. So every symmetry element, at least one symmetry element exists in the molecule, that is optically inactive, boys. It is optically inactive. So this rotation cancels this rotation cancels this rotation. Within the molecule, rotation is cancelled and finally optically inactive. That is called as internal compensation. Where it is internal compensation. So within the molecule, one carbon cancels other's rotation, other carbon rotation. So no, it is not from external compound wise. Within the compound, one carbon cancels others rotation. So that is called as internal compensation. This compound is called as mesocarpo compound, which is called as mesotartaric acid. Mesotartaric acid. So that means, so optically inactive compound, at least two chiral centers. One chiral carbon is there, no meso compound exists. So at least two chiral carbons are there, maybe meso compound exists like this. So more than two or two. So chiral carbons are there, meso compound may exist, boys. So what is that meso compound? So it is optically inactive due to internal compensation because of symmetry elements. So this is a plane of symmetry. Because of this molecule is optically inactive. Okay, it is about next. These two compounds, these are optically active compounds. One is mirror image to another. One can rotate pair polarized right in clockwise direction, other one anti-clockwise direction, mirror images to each other. That type of isomers are called as optical isomers, which are called as enantiomers. So tomorrow I will discuss enantiomers and diastereomers. What about that? And naming of these compounds. Tomorrow we are going to conclude this optical isomerism. Okay, these are the literature. These are the requirements in our optical isomerism to explain the concept. Okay, tomorrow we are purely going into the optical isomerism. Okay, thank you one and all. Tomorrow we will discuss optical isomerism in depth. Thank you, boys. Bye.